You guys ready to be counted in?
Yes, I'm ready, James.
Oh, yeah.
Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Stupid.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Where my mom's at? Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at? Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at?
Where My Mom's At podcast with Christina P.
Thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
Today I have Enny with me. Say hello to everybody.
Hey, it's your boy.
Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me on.
Do you want to?
I love it.
I
I'm
love
finally
you.
in the mommy world.
I love you because I feel like I want to have you guys on here. We have you in the booth, but maybe it'll be fun to pull you out one by one and do this from time to time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh wait, will you pull up my dates, Gene?
Ooh.
I've added a fuckload of dates, and Enny says he wants to read them.
I do.
All right, are you ready?
You look like Britney Spears in that
Oh,
picture.
stop
You
it.
do. I'm serious.
I hear she's doing well these days emotionally.
Old Britney Spears. Old Britney Spears. That's what I
okay,
say. Old Britney
Thank
Spears.
So at Nashville, guys, I'll do the first one, then you do it.
Okay,
Just so
let's
you
do it.
know, I've now added a 7th show. Thursday night, I've added a late show. That is 7 shows. That is the last one I'm going to do. Nashville's going to be bananas. So there you go. Go ahead, Enny, take it away.
And then, whoa, a lot of stuff that I can't read because he's moving too fast. Funny Bone, April 9th in Des Moines, in Iowa, United States. You could buy tickets now. April 9th, oh boy. And then Des Moines again in April 10th. Yeah, I'm really not good at this.
April 9th
You're
through
just gonna-
11th, Des Moines, Iowa, the Funny Bone. Okay, and then
Okay.
April 23rd
Yeah.
through
Through
25th, I believe, is...
is no, it's through the 24th. It's
Oh.
Stand Up Live in Phoenix, Arizona.
Fartnix, Arizona.
Fartnix, my bad.
Oh, and then one night only. That one, read it.
It's going to be West Palm Beach
Mhm.
in Florida.
May
What is
6th.
that? Horida?
In Horida.
Horida?
Breast Balls Beach, Horida.
West.
One night only, kids. And then,
And then July 15th, San Antonio.
hey.
I got you. Let's do this. I don't want to do this all the time.
Yeah, you're in it. You're in the rhythm.
In Texas, Laugh Out Loud.
LOL.
That one lasts until the 16th, 17th. No, keep going.
Dang. 17th.
Lasts until the 17th, so July 16, 17, Laugh Out Loud. I'm doing a great job. If anyone's
doing great.
listening to this, they're like, where the fuck do I go to watch Christine? I don't even understand. Can you get to it? So the 22nd of July, I'm going to tell you.
Go
Listen
ahead.
up. Liberty
I've never been there.
Brownship, Ohio.
The Liberty Funny Bone. I've never done that one.
Liberty Funny Bone.
That's a new one. July 22nd through, I think, 23rd, it looks like. And then
Through
finally,
23rd.
Oklahoma City Bricktown Comedy Club, September 23rd through 25th. I've never done that one either. This is all new to me.
It's new stuff.
All right, anyway, that's into September. Thank you, Enny. That was extremely painful and slow, and everybody wants to die now.
That wasn't my. I wish people could see what I had to
I
read
know.
from.
I know.
I had like 4 lines of text.
I know. Well, and also the way it's laid out now. Yes, it's very counterintuitive. But you did a good job for your first time.
I appreciate you.
I really love you.
I appreciate you.
I love you.
I hope you don't fire me.
I'm not gonna fire you. I think you're fantastic. I want to bring up. So I went to Austin with my son, just my 5-year-old and I. I have not slept in two days because he sleeps next to me, but he kicks me all night, sleeps on my head, pulls my hair.
Of course.
But anyway, we were at this park hiking, and we're out there. There's nobody there.
You could hike at a park?
You can hike at parks in Austin without fucking douchebags running around on their cell phones next to you every 2 minutes. It's amazing. We're out there, man. He's throwing rocks. I have to pee. So I pull my pants down out there because there's nobody there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wearing these big, wide-legged Adidas tracksuit bottoms.
Of course,
Yeah,
always.
always.
Styling.
Of course. I think I fucking look like shit, even though I'm hiking. So I pull my pants down. I take a pee. I go back to sit down. I discover both my legs are drenched in piss. Not even like a tiny amount of piss. Both wide legs are just on the back, covered in piss.
So you thought you pulled your pants
All the way down, and And here's the deal.
How did this happen?
I did. Now, I've done this twice before in my life. Sorry. 1998, Halloween evening in the Castro in San Francisco, I dressed up as Jeannie from I Dream of Jeannie. I pulled down my pants drunk in a sewage drain, and I did the same thing. I pissed all over my Halloween costume, and it was freezing. And then I pissed on my uniform skirt in high school as well. I thought I was, yeah. Anyway.
Wait a minute. You're saying that you took your pants all the way down and then they got drenched in the sewer?
Right, that was the Genie costume. I think I pulled my pants down. I squatted, and then the Genie pants got put into the sewer, like the wash, the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And then I pulled my pants up, and it was brown, filthy, and it smelled horrendous. And I pissed. Yeah. And then I had to walk home that night in piss sewage.
Fuck.
Yeah. So the best part isn't my kid's there, and then he goes, I have to take a poop, Mom. So now the clock is ticking. Like, I got to find somewhere this kid can take a dump. It's COVID. There's nothing open. And I'm covered in piss. So I find a restaurant, and we go in with my suitcases, and then I change, and he takes a dump, and it's fine. But then, I'm flying all day, and I've got piss on my legs. What do you do?
This is like the new Mission Impossible movie. Like, how did you accomplish all this in one day?
So exhausting.
Jesus.
Mom Impossible.
Wow.
Have you peed on yourself lately?
Definitely not lately. Have I ever? I don't think I've ever peed on myself. I did shit myself once.
Really?
Once.
Share the story.
Yes, I think once. If I did ever again, I definitely blocked it out. But this one I can't because I was on a date. And
best time to shit yourself is on a date. Was it with a stranger, or this is like a recurrent?
It was a stranger, yeah. She was just some photographer. We're doing an event together. So I was like, oh, I'll take you to this. There's a festival that was going on. And I was like, okay. They had a lot of food there.
Yeah.
And a lot of the food apparently didn't agree with my stomach, and so I went into, I don't like bathrooms. I'm pretty sure it's been understood by now. I'm not, I got a thing with that. So I went and found like this hidden like a bathroom that was in a place where nobody was. So like I went in like a different corridor of an unlocked door behind.
Oh, you're so
whatever.
lucky. A safe haven is what they're called.
And this is why. Because I went there, and so I'm pissing. It's just a urinal. I'm just peeing in the urinal. And I like really let go, and then you know when you get that pee fart combo, it's when it's just right.
Yeah.
And so I did that.
Yeah.
And this one was particularly like relieving. I was like, wow, this is great. And then you feel the heat and the seeping, and you start smelling. And I'm peeing, so it's like I can't even do anything about it yet. I just have to like, oh, I shit myself, but I have about another minute until I get to do anything about it. And by the time I was done peeing, it was like to my shoes.
Oh my God.
It was donezo.
Oh my God.
And you know me, I keep it locked and loaded. So once it's time for me to go, that's everything was out. So
what did you do then?
I never talked to her again.
Of course.
I never told her. And I called my friend, my homie, shout out to my dude, Sean.
Oh, I love him.
I called him, and I got him to bring me new clothes. He brought me a blanket so I could like wrap, because I still smelled like shit, even in the new clothes. It's not like you can take a shower in a sink. I mean, I tried, but it's pretty bad.
Well, human poop really lingers.
Yeah. My car, it was a lease, and so I had to give back the car pretty soon. Really glad though, because I mean, I feel bad for whoever bought that car, but I didn't have to deal with it for very much longer. But it was there the whole time.
How great is a Sean?
The best.
I mean,
the best.
To have a friend on speed dial like that who drops everything. What was he doing when he got that call?
I don't know. I don't even know. I didn't have time to ask anything except, hey man, can you be in Anaheim in the next right now? And he's like, yeah, what do you need?
He got into traffic. I mean, for those of you who aren't familiar with LA, so where is he coming from in LA?
Oh man, at the time, I feel like I think he was somewhat close. I think he was in Irvine.
Okay, so it's not.
So it wasn't super
crazy. Anaheim's far AF. If you're in LA proper, you're like
from here. It's what, like hour and a half minimum. In the morning, it's 12 hours. Like,
because I'd have to say, like, there are very few people on this planet I would do that for. Tom Segura.
I'll do it for. Oh yeah.
A number one. Like,
Yeah.
babe, I shit my. Yeah, of course. Let's go. Kids in the car. We're gonna go. But a friend. That's real.
You really have to know that friend.
We need to make a shirt for him. That's like
A sh-
friend of the year. Like I
Friend of
helped
the year.
Enny when he shit himself.
Oh, God,
or like we
please.
need to commemorate that kind of a friendship, right?
Mm,
That's a special bond.
We really should. Maybe he saved me in so many other times.
Yeah.
Let's talk about those
Go
times.
ahead.
I mean, I can't think of them right now.
Yeah, but
any
he's a
other
good
time
dude.
than this would be good.
He's a
I
good
want to
dude.
shirt this.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah, no, he's the best. He's been my literal family since. I mean, I've known him for 10,
that's amazing.
11, 12 years now.
Very lucky. Very
the best.
fortunate. Well, I'm glad. Thank you for sharing that story. And I'm sure people listening are like, I think almost everybody has a great I've shit myself story. I sharted, as we all know, famously on the way to Africa. I sharted. I ate tacos in the Atlanta airport.
I don't think I heard this story.
Oh yeah, first time I sharted, I had tacos, and then the flight is like 20 hours. It's
What
so
type
long.
of tacos?
Well, really good ones at the Atlanta airport. They were so good. The chorizo in there and extra spices.
Chorizo.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And we were sitting in first class. We cashed in all of our Delta points, so they were bringing around the ice cream cart, and there was like the buffet of everything, and I was like, yeah, ice cream, all of it, and I farted, and I was like, this is something interesting. This is something new.
Were you in the seat?
I was in my seat.
Oh.
And I went to the bathroom in the tiny airport airplane, and I looked, and there was just like a perfect Hershey's kiss there, just like a little brown melted kiss, and I was like, "Well, this is interesting. What the fuck am I gonna do?" Now the good thing is I carry only a carry-on, so I had underwear on my carry-on.
Oh, okay.
And I switched it out, and I was fine.
Okay.
But
I thought you were
boy.
gonna say you put it in your carry-on.
The dirty panties? No,
Yes, so it could be
Hey.
hidden. Where'd you put them? And there's a trash
in the
can, or-
trash. In the
okay.
trash.
I forget.
the trash.
Does the toilet have a little hole in it? It
Yeah.
does, right? That it sucks stuff out.
You could not flush stuff down there. I would
No?
not. I think you might clog it, and then you'd be
Mm.
really unpopular on the plane.
I mean, what I would do. I mean, look, it's because of stuff like that. Because it's just a constant cycle of not wanting to go to the bathroom, so I put
Yeah.
more attention towards that, so that whenever I do, everyone's paying attention. So like, I've done that so many times now, where I've just blamed it on other people. Like if I ever go in and then it smells like garbage when I come there, just like, oh my god, man, I'm just like, I know, right? Who the fuck was that? Like, I never
That
admit to
animal?
that.
Yeah.
I would for sure. I would walk out if it did get clogged. I'd walk out and be like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Who in here
I did this.
today on an airport? Now we're gonna have to smell. I'd make a big thing about it
That
Yeah.
deflects the energy. Yeah.
instantly.
So I wanted you on today's show because you grew up, as I did, with a single mom.
I did.
And I think it's interesting. I have so many people who listen to the show who are single parents, and it's interesting to hear of a boy growing up with a mom. Now I'm a girl with a mom. It's supposed to be awesome. My mom was crazier than cat shit. So just give me a little bit of your background, and then we're going to get into some WMMA official business. But we got to recap. There's a lot of talk about my menstrual episode last week. So tell me about what was your life. Give me the abridged. Mom and dad meet.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know much about their relationship before me. Apparently, it was great and all that. I don't really know, but once they had me, my dad was hustling here in Hollywood, so it was basically just like,
Meaning
are we gonna go career
he
or
had
relationship?
he was in the nightclub business.
Yeah.
Let's say that. Okay.
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
was hustling that way.
Right. He started out as a bouncer at Dublin's, and somehow through his weird ability to take opportunity, he became the owner of Dublin's.
It's amazing.
in Hollywood.
It's and
Nuts.
for those of you who aren't aware of the history of comedies, but which is odd that we end up working together.
So odd. When you guys said that name, I was like, which club? Dublin's.
It's bananas because I think we should bleep out the name, by the way, of this
Oh.
club, because I don't want people Googling and finding Enny's dad. Okay.
Oh, you can't. You
What do you
can't.
mean?
You can't find anything about him.
What?
Yeah. Here's
He's
the other thing about me.
he's a
Try to
cool
find.
guy.
Why don't you try to find Enny? Try to find like anything past me, past this show. I get,
Yeah.
we're a very
Ghosts.
family of secretive fucks. But yeah, you could Google if you want. I've tried because like I've tried to look for old articles and stuff on them, and there's like I think I found one, and you can like see like a darkened shadow of his face. I'm like, that's him. That's my dad. I saw him. Like, oh shit.
So much like his parenting, he was kind of an absent figure.
Oh my
Even
god.
in the, so, but
Where's
just
my dad? Where's my dad? Where's my dad?
That's your podcast.
That's me.
Yes.
Coming soon.
Which sadly is a lot of people's story, at least in our age range. I don't know. Maybe now the Gen Yers are so much better at that. But dude, most people I know grew up with shitty dads. If they had a dad. So your mom and dad meet, and then you're born, and he's like, all right, I'm doing my thing.
I feel like in his head, I mean, he's always been a go-getter, and I think he reached this point. He's got a real issue with intimacy, and I think my mom was that person that showed him that it can be okay. You can be intimate. You can be that person that you're so afraid to be, and so he thought that was it, and that this is gonna be marriage, the kid, the house, the whole thing. And I think he just found out that he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And so eventually, he went back to work, and especially getting more and more responsibility and respect, it was only a matter of time that he would go that way.
Oof.
Because all me and my mom was responsibility. It was
drag.
You know what I'm saying?
Boring.
all he wanted.
No sex and fun times at home with a baby. Yeah. Oh, I know. Listen, I think you and I relate because my father is of a similar nightlife lane. It was like we came to America and he was like, all right, I'm going to go get my fuck on in the valley. And
Yep.
like, it was like, being home with a kid it can be if you're not mature enough, you're not ready to give up the nightlife. And props to him, by the way, that Dublin's was legendary on the comedy scene. Dane Cook was known to just blow out the doors. Jay Davis at the time was booking. It was the hottest spot in Los Angeles to do comedy, and it was legendary. So, if you're a guy who is prone to that nightlife, you want all that. That was a perfect place for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still can't believe, because I mean, I was a kid at that time, and I was there. Like, I'd be at
That's
the club.
wild. You could have seen us.
I could have seen you too. Like,
Not me. I don't think I was going up there yet. But Dane Cook, you probably saw Dane Cook a few times. And
I could have. I remember seeing Andre 3000 talk to me. He talked to me once. I talked to Snoop Dogg plenty of fucking times. Eminem, and I forget who else. But yeah,
It was wild.
never comedians. I had no idea there was
that was even going on.
I grew up not even knowing there was a comedy scene, like a thing of it. I knew there
Right.
were shows and stand up, but I didn't know there was like a community and a thing. I don't know. I just grew up not knowing.
Well, Dublin's too was the hot spot on Sunset, anyways. But then
right.
in addition to that, it became like this mecca. And
So
I was an open
interesting.
micer, and I'd go and watch like the bigger dogs perform there. Wow. So mom is stuck raising the baby, which is,
Yes.
I think, the single mom story. I mean, that is what happens, and so it's you and mom. And that's tough. It's always tough. It's hard for mom to play both dad and mom. And
I feel like it's the hardest job in the world, and because it's even being a parent. I'd say I haven't done it, but I imagine being a parent is, if not one of the hardest jobs in the world.
yeah, and the most important. And I don't know why
Yeah.
society is poo-pooing this shit. The feminist movement, as much as I love it, messed that up for women. We should be exalted. I should be fucking worshipped where my mom's worshipped at,
Right.
bitch, because this is the most important job. But anyways, yes, it's a hard gig, and your poor mom had to do it alone.
Yeah, and it's
Ugh.
she had to do it.
Props
with,
to Enny's mom.
Dude, my mom. All right, Mom, I know you're listening. Whatever you think about this, I'm sorry. Whatever. I love you. You were the best.
We love you.
Look what you created.
Yeah,
I'm the shit.
you are.
Kind of.
You're the best. But I think too.
I shit my pants in public.
Yeah.
And I have a friend that can save me from it. Some people can't say that.
That's a win.
That's what it's a W.
But I do think it informs. I mean, look, it informs my sensitivity to people growing up the same way. You're always more sensitive to immigrants, to because I grew up immigrant too, into those layers of whatever. It makes you a fucking better person in the long run.
I'm sensitive to moms in that way. Like if I'm whatever, I'm like messing around, there's always that point where if I know that like you play games, like you get with this, you get with that, and if I know if there is a child involved, it just changes the game so much where it's like, this is not, I have to see myself out unless I am ready to take that the whole thing. You know what I mean? Because I just can't.
I tell you, funny. My father really, my mom was pretty great about shielding me from men she was dating until they were like real. But I met pretty much like so many of my dad's hoes, and every one of them, I was like, "Are you my new mom? Are you the one? Can I please?" And like, I don't think they understand how traumatizing and how annoying that is to children, because you get attached as a kid and you want that person in your life, and then I would get their names mixed up. I would call Barbara Susan and Susan Stacy, and he would get mad at me like, "You're fucking ruining my game." And I'm like, "What? You were just like the last girl." Yeah. Yeah, and I would be so stoked when he'd bring home like an American, like just a normal American girl. I'd be like, "Please, just stick around." Like, yeah, just a normal American woman who knew how to cook like French toast or like.
My dad taught me so early on to not like, or to think that I didn't need intimacy from a dad, that any dude that my mom brought around, I just used them for things. Like I knew that my mom, I knew that they needed my mom way more than I needed them. So it was like, guess what? Pokemon movie just came out. Guess who's gonna take me to see it, homie? And just like, you're gonna come with me. I had dudes sleeping in theaters watching like cartoon movies with me and shit. Yeah.
You're much smarter than I was.
I was just an asshole.
Are you an only child?
Yeah.
Oh, so same. So, but I didn't have that level of resourcefulness to manipulate them. I wish I would have.
Yeah.
Although I did get one of my dad's coked up whore. She was just on cocaine. One of his girlfriends to take me to Farrell's one time when she met up with her ex-husband there. He's like, I gotta go meet my ex-husband. I'm like, can we do it at Farrell's? It was an ice cream parlor at Farrell's. And I remember like, this is sweet. This is good. My life is good.
How yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. So you saw them for kind of who they were. Like they were just there for mom.
You're here for now.
And yeah.
Let's see how stretch we can make that wallet. You know what I mean?
Good for you.
How deep those pockets, homie.
And good for your mom for rolling with dudes that would give you money. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that was because she's always been like, she needs a man. She doesn't need a man that's trying to like only just stay and be, I don't know, supportive or whatever. She needed that. She had to be that. So yeah, I had to build me a pool table.
What?
One time.
That's kind of sweet.
A dude, I built it with him, but he bought all the parts. It was like $1,000 plus thousands of dollars a project. And he was just like, yeah, sure, let's do it in my backyard.
Amazing.
Like, cool.
Well, you're very good at building things and figuring out how things work now. Maybe not. You're a smart kid.
I love
You're
it.
very smart. Obviously. Yeah, you're pretty good.
I know a couple things about computers.
Yeah,
I'm still pretty stupid.
Listen,
in every other way.
No. You think so? Where are you
Hell
stupidest?
Yeah. I mean, God, having this conversation, I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm a fucking idiot
too. I remember, because I grew up with big part about not having, and you're hearing it right now actually, big part about not having a dad was I never had that sense of discipline, because my mom can only punish me for so long until I'm gonna be like, all right, mom, like, why don't you relax? And don't push me, don't touch me. But with a dad, it's like you're always going to have that sense of like, I know I can't fuck around this far.
That's
like there's
so
always
true.
that boundary. So without that boundary, I feel like, and whatever, I could be wrong, maybe it's just genetics or something, but I think that's what led into my ADHD, because it let me just do and say and be whoever I wanted. So I was here, there, this, that, whatever. Tomorrow I feel like being this, I'm going to be this, and no one's going to do anything about it. And so now I still have that. And that's what I'm saying about this whole just having a conversation. I feel so like dumb trying to do it, because that's what happens in my head. I'm going from this to this to that to
Well,
this
you're
to this.
very, your wiring is that way. I don't think you're dumb at all. I think it's normal to feel dumb on podcasts because every time I'm done recording, I'm just like, God, what's fucking wrong with me? Like everything I say is stupid. I'm gonna get in trouble for that one. That was dumb. I think if you're doing it right, podcasting, you feel dumb. Like after this, you should feel profound shame and being like, did I say too much? Was that too much? Then if the answer is yes, that was a good show.
It was funny. I always have to give Josh Potter after his show.
Oh
we always go
God.
do a therapy session outside, basically, because he's like, "Was it good, man? Like, how was
I
that?
funny?
Was
Was I
that
funny?
I'm like, dude, you were great." He's like,
God.
"I just never know, it's the lights and everything."
Welcome to the
good,
comedian's brain. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Prescription acne treatment really works, but it's so hard to get. You got to take time off to go to the doctor, and then you sit in line at the pharmacy for your medications. Not anymore. Now there is apostrophe online. You go there, you take the questionnaire about your skin concerns and your medical history. They snap a few selfies, and your dermatologist will get back to you with a customized treatment plan tailored just for you. And it's not just for adult acne. You can reduce dark spots, improve your skin texture, everything you want. And it's so convenient. Why not do that? Especially, this time. It's so much easier than going anywhere. And you get your prescription sent right to you. Get $15 off your first visit with a board-certified dermatologist at apostrophe.com/WMMA and use my code WMMA. This code is only available to my listeners. To get started, just go to apostrophe.com/WMMA and click begin visit. Then use the code WMMA at sign up and you'll get $15 off your dermatology visit. That's apostrophe.com/WMMA and use that code WMMA to get your dermatology visit for $15 off. And we thank Apostrophe for sponsoring the podcast. Well, thank you for coming in. And then, what was I going to talk? Oh, that subject you were just talking about, the dad stuff, especially for boys. And I know there's no such fucking thing as gender, which is horseshit, but I think
Fuck
it's antithetical to science. Okay, guys, let's just call it what it is. It's nonsense. It's complete nonsense. Yes, there's stuff that society does put upon you as a man and a woman, but it is not 100% society. There are genetic things, hormones that take whatever. The point is, you do need a man when you're a boy, especially I hear, when you become a teenager, to flex on you and be like, no, dad's the alpha.
Absolutely.
And Tom has talked about it with me, with his father. Like, there comes a time in a boy's life, like, when you can physically hurt your dad, and you have to know that your dad can kick your ass so that you kind of stay in line.
Yes.
And it did help. My dad wasn't an absent dad. He was just like weekend dad, party dad, but knowing that he would kick my ass if I fucked up too hard, was like, oh, dude, like, your dad kicks your ass. That's totally what dads do.
And it's like, you don't even have to. It's not like, don't like beat your children, but it's literally like the fact that I just know he could say something, just say a certain word in a certain tone, and you just know what that means.
Yes.
You know that you don't fuck around anymore. Like, I mean, I'm sure a lot of kids experience it at school too, with like bullies or if they said something to some guy they shouldn't, they thought they were being funny, and they're like, oh, I shouldn't have, whoops. You know that feeling, and you need that to stay on some type of track of some kind.
Well, because eventually you're going to come across a person who isn't woke.
Oh,
we can try and woke up all of society. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to fucking happen. Go to the South, bro. Like, go any place that's not like California, New York, Seattle, Portland. Like, good luck, asshole. You got to be resilient. Okay. So much business to catch up on. I'm so happy that you're sitting here next to me.
Me too.
First of all, this is so much fun. Okay, I found out recently Dr. Seuss is canceled. And some of you have emailed me wanting to know my thoughts on that. Let's see why, because I don't care anymore to even find out why people are canceled. So let's make sure I'm not on the wrong side of history, but I don't think I am.
Who? What did he do?
Who? Did you make that up? First of all, let me tell you, in all sincerity, I love Dr. Seuss. I read The Cat in the Hat to my kids.
Yes.
Other than that, the other books are a nightmare, and I will find myself skipping multiple pages. Like Horton Hears a Who. It is unbearable. and it's too hard to read. The alliteration and the cadence is really tough, especially during bedtime.
You gotta rhyme it.
Yeah, bro. So I'll do like 10-page turns at once on Dr. Seuss books. Okay, so
Your kid doesn't understand any of
he
the
doesn't
story that's going on.
understand. These kids are dopes. Okay. Okay, so let's go. Dr. Seuss. So what is this now? Is that the Linux or something? What is this? So what? It's an animal in a cage, and this is offensive.
The people under the animal are what is being found offensive.
Okay, and who?
They're a stereotypical depiction of, I think, Chinese people.
Are they Asian?
I can't even see.
Oh, but I thought who's had. I mean, generally in the drawings of Dr. Seuss, a lot of the time they do have.
Oh, now I see it.
Oh, they're like Chinese. Okay, so are they supposed to be slaves? Is this meant?
I mean, it definitely looks. Yeah, I could see how they look Asian, but why is that a bad thing that they look?
Yeah, like are
Asian?
they? Is he saying that?
Because it's like an offensive stereotype to draw them in that manner, and then the text reads, with helpers who all wear their eyes at a slant.
Okay.
Huh.
So is it? So whenever this was written in 19 whatever, I don't know, 50 maybe 40. Whenever Dr. Seuss was a thing.
Oh, this isn't even a new thing.
No, this is old as shit.
Oh, come on.
So you're going to
man.
judge this book by 2021 standards, and we're going to retroactively erase and cancel people. It is nuts.
That's so dumb. That'd be like if there was a hundred. When did slavery end? What was that? 1800 something?
Gosh, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Okay, early Dr. Seuss depict race. Okay. Listen. I don't even want to go down. Let me tell you who else depict racist people. Little unknown animation man named Walt Disney. There's a movie called Song of the South. Walt Disney himself was known to be a raging anti-Semite. He was also a misogynist. And if you want to go down that rabbit hole, now you were saying on Disney. I noticed on Disney Plus now when I start a movie, there's a warning.
It's like, hey, the things that you're going to see don't necessarily represent the views of our company. This was at the time acceptable or whatever, but we don't want to erase history as though it never happened.
Yes.
Please enjoy the show.
And I think this
Exactly.
is a great way to teach children, I think more so than erasing. Right. And Peter, look, anything can be problematic if you look hard enough. Don't worry about it.
Right. Wasn't Dumbo at a point?
Was Dumbo
Like I thought
racist
Dumbo,
too?
something about, was it a black person or something? I don't know.
I
but
don't know. You tell me. You're a black person.
It's
Should we be offended? You
no,
tell me.
That's what I was trying to say. I mean, I don't know when slavery ended, but let's say it ended 100 years ago, and somebody 100 years old had a slave, and they are still alive today. What am I gonna go do? Beat up a 100-year-old man for something he did 100? It's weird to punish someone for something that far back. I mean, wait, is it murder that has what's the statute of limitations on murder?
Is murder infinite? We were talking about this
Is
at
it?
lunch
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Murder's
It's
infinite?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
What about being a racist piece of shit?
Yeah,
Like,
what-
I mean, isn't okay? Like, okay, so but here's also the second debate, which is, can you separate people from their work? And I have just made a list, you guys, of people off the top of my dome the other day in the airport. These are people that you've probably loved for many years, and I like making this list. By the way, I have collected these in my brain to remind myself that people are fallible; they're not perfect. And maybe you can still enjoy parts of their work and personality, because people are not black and white. They are shades of complicated gray.
They're
but
Mexican, they're Asian.
They're Mexican, they're Asian, they're Blasian. Okay.
They're bi, they're trans.
They're trans, they're poly. Here we go. Here's, just so you guys know, here's a list of guys who died while masturbating. Robin Williams, Anthony Bourdain, David Carradine. This is the guys who jerk it while choking themselves.
Right.
Pretty
right.
sure they all three died, which is a pretty embarrassing thing. I don't think it's a racist thing. It's just naughty. Elvis Presley hooked up with Priscilla Presley. She was 15 years old at the time.
Ooh.
Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin, who was 13 years old at the time. Chuck Berry peed on girls. There's video of that. Martin Heidegger, a philosopher, was a well-known Nazi. That guy, pretty... Oh, but did Bourdain and Williams hang themselves? I thought that we were J and their D's, and
I think
the
that was just
theory-
carradine.
just carradine.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
I
a
asked.
dude from Kill Bill, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
okay.
J. No. But there's speculation that Robin Williams and Bourdain both J'd their D's at the same time. Like, again, doesn't make you a bad person. It's just a little embarrassing,
It's just a little kinky, that's
a little
all.
kinky. How about this guy, Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson.
I mean, listen, I don't condone any of his behavior, but I got to tell you, when Off the Wall comes on and I'm in public, I jam out. I don't give a fuck.
Of course. I was saying it on a different show that I was playing it at a party of mine, and someone like was talking to me, and as that song played, they were like, man, it's just not the same anymore, huh? I'm like, yes, it is. It's
fine
still
with me.
dope. What are you fucking talking about? But I'm not enjoying this song now.
Quincy
That's-
Jones producing that shit. That's a good album.
What the fuck?
Thriller is one of the top 10 albums of all time, in my opinion. Still,
Yes.
I don't care.
It's so bizarre. It's your product does not equal your personality. So
yes.
it's weird to say that'd be like if you were eating an amazing dinner, is just perfectly cooked T-bone steak, and you're about to put the bite in your mouth, and they're like, by the way, just want to let you know our chef is a racist, and you're like,
No,
disgusting.
don't care.
I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's still good. It's food.
It's still good. Well, it's a very puritanical view of life and living. You know, everything is a wash of good and bad. There's nothing perfect. There's nothing. Okay. Michael Jackson. Now, Cosby is an interesting one because you're like, ooh. I listened to the Cosby podcast. I don't know if you've heard this one. It's like Unraveling Cosby or something. And that one's not. Oh, Woody Allen banged or married his stepdaughter. Now that's a slippery slope too. Who else is a piece?
Wait, what were you
Shit.
saying that happened
About
on-
Cosby? So Cosby's tricky with me because I grew up with him, and I do. I love that Cosby Show, and I still quote it with my friends. And that one, you're like, well, he was really crazy. Like he was doing some really profoundly evil stuff there.
It's also, I feel like
It's
a little
tricky.
bit, I feel like it's a little harder to disconnect yourself from their product because it's so close to their personality.
Well, and it's direct evil. Like that to
Yeah,
me seems like
true.
actively drugging and raping women is like direct evil. Like an insensitive drawing from a book in the 1950s or
Yeah.
whatever that's from 60s is like, yeah, I mean, that's not great, but
I mean, well,
what the fuck, man?
well, in the same light though, what about Michael Jackson? Because
Right.
Michael Jackson, if those accusations are true, which you can never find out now, but if they were true, I mean that's pretty direct. But I'd still say I can disconnect from that thing, that situation for a song. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they link. I think it links for some people in their head, and so for them they have to get out, and that's okay. You can not listen
Yeah.
to someone's music because of that, but don't try to boycott it as though
As
their
a
product.
I know,
Don't
it's so
don't ruin
tricky.
things for other people just because it ruined it for you.
I know, I
Doesn't need to
know,
happen.
I know. And then,
Just what are you gaining?
I know, it's so silly. And then what about comedy? Okay, there are a million stand-ups. I grew up loving that hated or made fun of women. Andrew Dice Clay, I don't know if you guys ever heard of that little comedian who was selling out arenas in the 90s. His whole act was like, hey, hickory dickory duck, this bitch was sucking my cock. The clock struck 2, I dropped my goo, eh? And like that was the character and that was the persona. And do I think Dice really hates women? I don't even care. I don't care because I enjoyed him and I could see, and I like being made fun of. One of my favorite things is when my husband makes fun of me on Your Mom's House and calls me a big-titted animal or whatever. Like, it's an honor to be made fun of. That's my
that's what I was gonna say. You were talking about comedians that make fun of women all the time. I was gonna say Tom Segura, my favorite
Tom Segura.
comedian. He makes fun of them all the time.
Yeah, he calls me all kinds of shit.
He's the best.
He's the fucking best. Oh, and P.S. by the way, if you want to start boycotting, what about country clubs? As far as I know, most country clubs did not allow Jewish people or black people into their doors until the 1980s. So there you go. Harvard. Oh, and women couldn't go if they leave to Harvard or be educated, really, until the 50s or 60s. Oh, fuck you.
Whoops.
Fuck all of society before 2021. Can we just say that it all wasn't cool?
Yeah, it all sucked. COVID is what reset everything. We're good now.
You
Now
think
we're
so?
good. Now we're
so.
nice to each other. You know, everybody can be everything they want to be, identifying
I hope so.
and all that.
I hope they can, but according to Demi Lovato, guys, Disney superstar. I hope you guys have seen this on her Instagram page.
What happened?
With the real thank you for sharing your knowledge and educating us always. Here's this repost. It says, quote, "This is not about being politically correct. It's about being correct. The refusal to acknowledge this stems from a misunderstanding of what transphobia is. Transphobia is not just prejudice or violence against an individual trans person. It is a belief that presumes non-trans people to be more natural than trans people. Only individual people can do it." Anyway, the point is that she's saying why gender reveals are transphobic. So, surprise.
I mean,
Guys, it's both insincere and incorrect to pretend that gender reveal parties are not transphobic. You can't have your proverbial pink blue binary cake and eat it too. Okay, it's like,
I
so,
mean, aren't you just tired?
I know.
Aren't you just tired by now? Like, I feel like they wake up every day and they're just like, all right, who are we gonna talk shit about today? Someone has not talked to me about being a woman today. It's feminism today. That's what I'm gonna go. It's like,
I know.
Jesus.
And here's the thing: like, I love my trans brothers and sisters. I want everybody to feel comfortable, but you can't ensure everybody's comfortability on the planet at all times. And I think that's what this movement seeks to do. And it's just not possible. And why are we taking away the joy from a parent? I personally didn't do these parties because why torture other people with a gender reveal party? But
Right.
I don't care.
That should be the call. Like, don't do them because they suck.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody likes
Very
your
simple.
fucking dumb gender reveal party. That's just the truth. Like, they're just painful.
But yeah, if you do like them, why ruin that enjoyment?
Wait.
Like, who are they hurting? Is it the baby? Is that what they're saying?
Well, yeah, because they're like, you're labeling. It says here, the idea that sex is based on genitalia is inconsistent with science. I believe that statement is patently false. I think that I think that your sex is sometimes based on your Then for the majority of people, that would be accurate. I'm gonna read a book on it, you guys. I'm gonna figure it out. The point is, it's nutty.
It's
You know what it is, Enny? I think people have been so sidelined for so long because the white male patriarchy has been in charge for so long, and now everybody's like, F that, man. What about me? And what about me? And everybody's so angry, and they want to be seen and heard, and I totally sympathize. I do. But then it's like, okay, now what?
right.
Now that you're seen and heard, what are you going to do with that?
Now what?
Are we all just tearing down stuff, or what are we going to build after? What's the rebuild here? Is it just shitting on people? It's like comedy critics. I hate comedy critics. You're tearing down somebody's stand-up. Okay, well, what's the... You do something better, dick face. Then you make an hour of stand-up.
Yeah, it's
kills
just
me.
like, I mean, what I feel like we're trying to do, number one, is to create a utopia, which I think I've only heard one person in the world say that that's possible and what we want, which is Kanye West.
He's doing well. I've heard that he's on a good thing. Okay.
His mind's in the right place. But so I feel like we're trying to build that, and we're trying to unite literally the world. And it's crazy because how long have we been called the United States? We're not even close to a United State of California. It's like we are going to be divided. If you tell us that we are all this amorphous, it's a super lame reference, but I used to watch this cartoon when I was a kid called Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh yeah,
and
I remember that one.
There was an episode where everyone was gray. He was like, someone called him ugly, and he's like, I wish everyone was the same, and they were all gray. Everyone was a gray blob, and then eventually someone was like, no, you can't come in here. We are way grayer and blobbier than you. And it's like, that's what will happen. There will always be some sort of divide that someone will create that has power and that doesn't want you to get there. You have to find your way in.
You have to find your way in and get in line and figure it out.
Just
because
get it done.
hierarchy exists in nature. Hierarchy just exists. And I have to say, I enjoy being... second to Tom. I don't mind.
Second to Tom.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind my second class status. It's actually afforded me a pretty great life. Like, I don't have to go and do comedy. I choose to. Do you understand? Tom, who's the male, the head of the household, has to go do everything.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know, maybe, okay, sure.
Well, I mean,
Who
like I
cares?
said, though,
I don't need the glory.
I mean, I'm sure.
Red ribbon's fine.
I don't know how difficult it is to be a comedian. I imagine it's very difficult. But like I said, I still think being a mom is one of the most difficult jobs in the world. So
100%.
I don't know about second to nothing. I'm sure you put Mr. Tom in his place sometimes.
Please, all the
Every now
time.
and
Because
then.
here's a secret. Women are the center of the home.
Yes,
Did you know that?
Yes,
He may roll out on the streets, but mommy takes care of everything.
What happens when he needs a little love?
That's right. And I regulate the kids. I regulate the husband. I make the white happen every 72 hours. Okay.
In the middle, you're just like, where are those jokes, huh?
Yeah, bitch.
What happened to those fucking jokes you were saying earlier? Yeah, you ain't so fucking funny now, huh?
That's right. That's right, my love. There are many paths to finding your family story. Whichever way you choose, tracing your family generations back with a family tree or uncovering your ethnicity with Ancestry DNA, it's easy to get started with Ancestry. Ancestry DNA can reveal ethnic origins and provide historical details that bring unique family stories to life. This isn't like any other kind of genetic service where they just can tell you, hey, you're this percentage, this or that. This will tell you like how your ancestors migrated. Maybe they moved from place to place, and very specific insights into your background, which is really cool. Trace the paths of your recent ancestors and learn how and why your family moved from place to place around the world. No other DNA test delivers such a unique interactive experience. Start exploring your family story today. Head to my URL at ancestry.com/WMMA to get your Ancestry DNA kit and start your free trial. That's ancestry.com/WMMA. When we think of health, we tend to think of exercising regularly, eating right, and getting 8 hours of sleep. But mental health is just as important as physical health. And I know it can be hard to talk about some of this stuff. And that's why Plush Care makes it easy to connect with a doctor wherever you are, whenever you're ready. Plush Care's primary care physicians are here for you 7 days a week to help you start feeling better as soon as possible. In addition to handling ongoing and urgent care, they also treat a wide range of common mental health issues like anxiety, depression, or even trouble sleeping. So if you're feeling anxious, depressed, if you're having trouble sleeping, whatever it is, check out Plush Care right now. Plush Care accepts most major insurance carriers and is available in all 50 states. They can even, they'll discuss treatment options with you and have your prescription sent to your local pharmacy. Come on, it doesn't get easier. Plush Care makes it easier than ever to take care of yourself inside and out. Start your membership today. Go to plushcare.com/WMMA to start your free 30-day trial. That's plushcare.com/WMMA for a free 30-day trial. plushcare.com/WMMA. Okay, let's do some follow-ups. Let's do the voicemails, and then I'll get into
Voicemail.
voice motherfucking
Where's my calls? Where's
mail.
my
Hey, Mom, I've been reading about or listening to your toilet coffee maker, and there's a thing called toilet plume where every time you flush your toilet, microscopic particles of pee and poop are blown into the air. So every time I listen to you talk about your coffee maker in your bathroom,
God
I
damn
think,
it.
man, she's probably drinking pee and poo coffee. All right, just
Yeah.
thought I'd put that out there.
Thanks,
Have
dickhead.
a good one.
It's pretty cool.
Fuck you. Well,
Pretty-
you know
pretty
what,
nice of
bitch?
him.
Yeah, I drink pee-pee and poo-poo, but COVID didn't take my ass down. Why? Because I'm
Yeah.
drinking pee-pee and poo-poo every
Yeah.
day.
Keeping that immune system strong, baby.
Strong.
Yes, sir.
Shut up. All right. Thanks
I-
for that.
You know, I remember my mom was having the same conversation with me the other day about I told her to get a bidet, and she was like, yeah, but when the water splashes up, don't some particles come off and hit the thing that the water comes out of? Isn't that technically unsanitary? I'm like, do you think that like you can't have even one piece of bacteria in your body? It's okay. It's okay.
all there. The brown's all there.
And you know what? For those of you who disagree, I just want you to know, when you brush your teeth over that nasty ass sink of yours,
Yep.
and that water splashes, and you don't think some of that gets on your toothbrush that you
Yeah, when you
it on your
flush,
teeth?
all that
Whoops.
bacteria goes on your toothbrush too. The caca.
Well, that's what he was saying.
Spectacles. What's the word I'm looking for?
Particles.
Particles.
Gotcha.
I'm tired.
I got
Okay.
you.
Oh, God damn it. Okay, here we
Speaking
go.
of spectacles, you could actually read whatever it was that was up here before. It was the Instagram
I got my new one.
thing. I
Yeah.
just realized I can't see.
You can't see. You got to get your eyeballs
I have
checked,
bad
homie.
eyes. Yeah,
Yeah, you
spectacles.
gotta do it. My
I need
right
me
eye
some
is messed up.
spectacles. Jeez.
Okay. I was listening to the most recent podcast and related to the woman calling in about the size of her child's penis. Even though I don't have kids yet, I'm nearing the end of my first pregnancy with my wonderful partner, but he has a tiny penis, especially for a 6'5", 300-pound man. Now, this isn't an issue for me most of the time, but now I worry about my future son inheriting the small dong gene. I was relieved to hear I wasn't crazy for thinking about the size of my unborn child's penis. We have agreed he will not be circumcised, but most of my rationale is just to preserve any length, just in case it is below. I mean, I don't know what the point of this is. I was relieved to hear. She was just relieved to hear it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, you worry about your kid's penis size. I think the question was like, is it appropriate to worry about your kid's dick size?
Yeah, she was like, is it normal?
It is.
Do you think about that?
Of course I do.
Of course you do.
You want your boys to be tall, brave, courageous, not pussies. You want them to destroy and be savage. Yeah.
And have super fat dicks.
Super fat.
Fucking duh.
Durr. You don't want them to be losers. Come on. All right. Any other voicemails, Mommy? Let's go, Gene.
Damn. You think that
I
happens?
can't tell if
Hey,
this...
Mommy. This is from episode 86, which is this week's episode. But I'm responding to the woman who said that she ate soup that she hated for far too long and realized that she could throw it away.
Yeah.
And it made me realize that you can say that you don't like a meal and choose not to eat it.
Oh,
and
wow.
I grew up in a house with siblings and foster people that we took care of.
Wow.
And it was never allowed to just be like, I don't like this cream of mushroom soup dumped on a pork chop mixed with green beans. I don't like it. I don't want to eat it.
Yeah.
So now I will just sit there as an adult and eat food I hate and then be like, oh, it's good. I like it. No, I'm a grown-up. I can be like, I don't like this. I'm not going to finish this meal.
You don't have to finish it.
And make me realize new things every single day.
New things, everything.
Mommy.
And I
Love you guys.
don't
Love the show.
take home
Bye.
fucking leftovers from a restaurant either.
No,
I don't.
never do.
I don't want
I
to. I'm
hate
not
it.
going to eat it. You know it's just going to sit in the fridge.
Yep, it's gonna rot.
Yeah,
it's
why-
gonna have white mushrooms on it by the time you find it, and you're like, God damn.
I don't want a doggy bag. And then they always act so shocked. I don't want it. You know how disgusting it is to me, the doggy bag? That's what it's a dog. Your dog eats the fucking. Okay.
Dog. I was like, where do you go with this doggy bag thing? Got
Yeah.
it.
Because it's only worth to give to your dog.
So
Leftovers.
So
Disgusting.
hold on. Wait. If you cooked a meal though, is it okay if somebody doesn't like that meal? Are they disrespectful to not eat it?
I'll tell you what's disrespect. I think it's a disrespect if I invite you over to my house and I'm like, I'm gonna cook you this specialty thing, this Hungarian chicken paprikash. I'm gonna make you like the best Hungarian shit that my grandmother taught me how to make. It's gonna take hours, bro. Hours, bro. And we're gonna have wine and it's gonna be dope. And you come and you don't eat my grandma's recipe. Like, that's an insult. Now, if it's just a Tuesday, I made some shake and bake, and you're like, I'm not feeling shake and bake. That's fine. What do you think?
Okay. I mean, I'm just because her story. I was the opposite. As a kid, if I didn't like it, I'm not eating it. There's nothing. Like I said, I did not have that disciplinary wall of you got to do this. All the food on the table gets eaten. No. So I've never had that issue. I don't like it. I'm like, deleted.
And I've learned to do that now as an adult. Like, I don't like the way this tastes, instead of forcing myself. Something tells me Nadav doesn't have that same ethic. But
that only eats what he likes. I think he eats what he likes. What do you mean?
No, but I think I bet he eats like if he ordered it, and even if it's not good, he'll be like, I'm still gonna eat this because I ordered it.
Is she right?
You are so wrong.
I would not
You're
think.
so wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
You would just not eat it.
Christina, you don't get to to vaccine weights only, you getting it, eating what you like. That's how you get there.
Yeah, he likes food.
He likes it.
That's the difference.
Sorry, I misjudged you. I'm so sorry.
Apology accepted.
Just so you know what he's referring to on YMH last week, we discovered that Nadav is considered severely obese and therefore can get the vaccine early or just now.
That's so funny.
It made me laugh. And to your credit, Nadav, you do not look severely overweight. I wouldn't categorize you that way.
Every time I think of severely obese, I think of like what was that the Mick guy, the Mick Super Size Me.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
Size. I think of like how I think he got super big, or am I thinking
Did
of a
he?
different dude?
I think of the 1,000-pound sisters.
Yeah,
That's-
exactly.
that's
I'm thinking of
severely-
like this table, basically. That's what I'm thinking of. I do not at all think Nadav.
That's
do
what I
not
think
look
of
like that.
as severely
Yeah, man.
obese. Like
That's
that
obese.
fucking makes sense. So you're like, oh yeah, she should be vaccinated yesterday. She's not gonna live through COVID.
She's gonna need at least like 3 or 4 vaccines. Like just shove them all in there.
We gotta. Oh, whew, man, dude, one of those sisters is so fat that the fat is in her forehead. Have you seen that? It's like a hunch.
Oh, my
Yeah, like the fat has
man.
nowhere to go,
That's
and
like
so it makes her forehead fat.
That's like that donut head thing they do in Japan, but it's like natural.
But what's a donut head?
It was a thing that, or was it might have been Korea, where they had like not collagen, but what's that, silicone put in there, like had their finger like this and they like inject silicone and it would make like a donut.
Oh,
in
I've
their
never heard
forehead.
of that. Oh,
Yeah, there
Huh?
you go.
There you go.
What is it? Is it Japan? It's Japan. Yeah.
What's the? It's if they thought it looked cool.
I don't know. Maybe dudes think you could fuck it or something.
Yeah, it's all
Probably
boils
that.
down to that.
Yeah.
Guys are trying to fuck it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty
Yeah.
turned on right now.
Really?
So, no.
Did you have sex with a donut head?
Hell no.
Wow, is this Japan? It's Japan.
It's Japan.
The
yeah.
Japanese are always coming up with fun
They're just quirky.
stuff. They
Yeah.
are. Remember, and then there was this stuff called, I think, Egg Girls, where
Oh my
Remember?
god.
And
What is that?
they had super tan skin, and they would do like white lips. Egg Girls. It's from the 90s. It's probably like two. Anyways, there was girls who were doing that stuff, and they were super tan, and they had bleachy hair. Yeah. Kind of like that, but it wasn't as cute as that girl. And they would bleach their hair and try to look like California blonde, but way more extreme.
I don't think I was. It was ringing a bell, but I don't think I've heard of that.
That's an old school one.
Damn.
Anyway, there you go.
Have you ever? Do you get tans? Have you ever got tans?
Like a fake one?
Mm-hmm.
One time in Hungary, I had a relative that forced me to do it. He's like, "You look like you're dying. You need the fake tan." And I did it on like an old Russian, like Eastern Blocky tanning bed. It was like, and I'm like, oh no, I'm getting like radiation. And that's the only time. I don't believe. Have you done that?
A tan?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you want to get darker.
I think people would just die laughing if I walked into a salon. They'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing here, man? Is our IT down or some shit? Like, what are you here for? Get the fuck out of here." Tan. If anyone with my complexion gets a tan, you got issues, man. You got issues. What are you trying to do?
I know.
You gonna be a Cole? Black fucking ass night on Wesley Snipes looking ass.
Maybe they want to be,
Maybe African.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shit.
It is starting to be that thing. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it out.
I've heard that it goes through phases where different skin shades come in and out of style. Like, I've heard that. Like, it was cool to be a light-skinned black guy, like when Kid and Play was popular.
I see where you're going with this. Yeah. Being a light skin was definitely. It was a superpower when I was growing up, and fortunately for myself, I don't have to worry about that now because I think it's the opposite. I think in school,
Wow.
I think the dark kids would like because they got that fucking dope hair that I could never
Yeah.
get if I tried, where you can twist it into braids and do the locks and all that. I can't do that if I tried. I have white girl hair.
You do?
Yeah, and it's thinning, so it's literally the worst of every situation ever for a black man. Yeah, it looks terrible. So I got the beanie.
Hey,
Hat game on.
you're very
on
stylish.
100.
You're very stylish, though. You're probably the most stylish of all of us. in
I
the studio.
appreciate you.
I will say that.
I appreciate you.
Do you want to give people some life advice?
Life advice? I'm the best. I have the best life, so
Yeah.
it only makes sense that I would give it. Yes.
Of course. You
Let's
and I
do
are
it.
doing everything perfectly.
Absolutely.
This is what would Christina P do.
Mhm.
Okay. Hi, Jean. My question for you from a fellow pot mama is, how do you explain the devil's lettuce to your kids? Do you treat it like alcohol? I don't see it as a drug, but my mom's voice in my head gives me the worst guilt about it. Help me take the stick out of my ass. Please keep them high and tight, B. Well, personally, I'll tell you what, B. I lie to my children. And they don't know. Look, they're 5 and 2, so it hasn't come up yet. I'm not a huge pot person. I really am not. I don't have a good tolerance. When I drink alcohol in front of my kids, what's that, Mommy? What's that? I say, it's grape juice plus, which is a reference to Planet of the Apes. It's an old 60s movie, grape juice plus. And I say, yeah, it's whatever grown-up stuff. I'm trying to figure out a way to not make it enticing and exciting.
You used plus as that way?
Well, grape juice. It's grape juice plus.
It's like grape
for grown-ups.
But you just said it's like grape juice better, basically.
That's
what my kid brain just heard. It's like, wait,
superpower.
Kid, you're saying there's like more grape in it? Like, what does it mean? There's more sugar? Is it gonna get me more hyper? Like,
well, they don't like the smell of it. They're like, it's stinky.
Yeah.
But I intend on lying to my children and saying that I don't do drugs
until they figure it out.
Yeah. And then but then Tom's like OD story is out there. He's of the opinion that we should just be honest. I'm of the opinion of like just lie and say. I mean, I really don't do.
I would
think?
I would say be honest only because that will help you in times. I think that this thing, from being a kid, especially from being a rebellious kid.
Yeah.
You and I were both that.
Yeah.
The more somebody tells you that you absolutely can't do this thing and nobody does it, then I guess I am definitely going to do it. So
I know.
I'd say since it's gonna happen anyway, more than likely they're gonna drink, they're gonna do drugs and all that. I would be truthful so that when there's a conversation where you really do need them to be truthful back to you, they will, because they can trust that you're telling them everything they need to know. It is scary because it's like, you feel like you're opening that gateway, but I mean, it's going to happen. There's going to be a party that they're going to say, oh, it's homework session, and there's going to be drinks. And
well, like, I hope it just gets to pot and alcohol and not other. That's what I worry about is the other shit. Like, come on, everybody smoked pot and did alcohol. Fine. I just don't want the other.
The other stuff, I really don't know. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I wouldn't want to be a dad, because I don't know. I feel like in the same way that if they get the opportunity, especially if they're my kid, they're going to do it. Same goes with the other drugs. And so I would want to be like, if you want to try it, we could do it once, like here, but
no,
super
bad
risk.
idea.
Super
don't do
bad.
that. You like,
I want to say, but I can't. There's no way.
I don't want that. And I don't agree with the parents that are like, if you're going to do it here. Like, then you're saying.
Oh, so you don't even agree with that, like with alcohol or
no.
weed? Oh, really? Why not?
If they're not 18, when you're 18, you can go do what the fuck you want. You're not under my roof. It's against the law to drink as a minor, right?
Right. That's
so you're
true.
not allowed to break the law in my house. That's what I would say. Now, we do have, I believe, one person that never has done hard drugs. Chris Larson, are you there? How did your parents handle drugs and alcohol and the talk with you? How was that handled? That you didn't, because you never done, right? Like hard drugs?
Yeah, no, I've never done hard drugs of any kind. The closest I ever got to was weed, and that wasn't even until really after college, actually.
So how did your parents scare you out of this? Was it fear, or what tactic did they use?
I don't know if they ever really scared me out of it. We had a weed experience in high school. Like, my friends were all smoking weed, and then my friend had a bad reaction, and then my mom had to come over and see what was going on. And then we had to take him to the hospital. It was a whole ordeal. So maybe that probably had a bit of an effect for me throughout college, because, like, the first time I saw someone else I know do weed, they literally started spasming on the floor. It was not a great
that does not sound like weed.
So it sounds like a little bit of fear, which is good,
it's
which
always
is a
good.
motivator.
It's not, but it's funny
like
though. I like the way
this.
that he said it. He's just like, I don't think they really had to scare me. Like, I'm kind of just a good person.
I'm Chris is pretty mellow by nature. He's not you don't strike me, Chris, as the rebellious, adventurous type.
Right.
Now, did your parents say things? Did they talk to you about drugs? Did they say, I've tried pot before, blah, blah, blah?
I can't remember them ever talking about drugs, really, or alcohol for that matter, because it was never really so much of an issue with me. It was more of like an issue. Maybe my sister had a bit of like party element in high school, but I wasn't that guy, and I guess they just never felt the need to tell me about it, because it was pretty obvious I already knew what was up.
Yeah.
Your experience, your relationship with your dad, was it like, if you could just say it in a sentence, growing up, like, because I was saying that I didn't have the fear of my dad. Can you agree that was like a thing where you had this level of respect for your
Right.
dad where
Was it
you
a
knew you couldn't
deterrent?
cross a certain line, or it was not like that at all? You didn't even think about that?
Well, yeah, I would say that's familiar because I like my mom was always more of the disciplinarian because she always had to do the things to discipline me. But like if my dad, like it was more of like my mom's handling the day to day. If my dad gets involved, it's an issue.
You're fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's so our same. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
If
I
dad gets
mean,
involved, you're at level 10, bro.
That's the thing, and so that's
Yeah,
why it
there's a
doesn't
level
have
10.
to. There's no. It's not that he would fuck me up, but you just think that. You just know
Yeah.
that now we're there at that point.
You're at that height. Yeah.
where I
Don't tell
messed
dad.
up.
Now, Josh Zolo, you're in there. How are drugs and alcohol handled in your family?
My parents were always really open about it and open with like their experiences with it. That was like their whole approach to it.
Like, so they would say, for instance, yeah, I've done cocaine
Yeah.
and I had a good time on it, but I don't advise you to do it. Or what's the lesson? How would they phrase it?
I don't know. Like, I mean, they would tell me not to do it as like a kid, but like my parents were like hippies, so like they did a lot, and they were always really open about it with me. And I mean, I'm not sure if that is the best way to go about handling it for
Yeah.
a kid, because you're just assuming like, oh, okay, like it's normal to do. My parents who are my role
that's what I
models
worry.
have done this, so it's okay.
That's what and look, even though pot is legal now,
Mm-hmm.
I worry that it's the permissiveness of like, hey, everybody, it's fine, do it. Even drinking, in moderation in front of those kids, because like that's the programming.
Yeah.
You know,
Right,
my
right.
dad drank a 12-hour like every night. And
You're
I didn't know
telling
that
me.
was weird until Tom was like, yeah, your dad's an alcoholic. I'm like, oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, I will say one other thing.
Yes.
That one thing I think my parents did do was whenever we would see other parents handling the drug and alcohol situation not great, they would definitely shame them. They were like, that's not that's not okay to let your 10-year-old daughter to have a sip of your beer. Like that's not okay. Like you
Oh.
shouldn't
wow.
do that kind of thing. Like,
Interesting. So they'd punish somebody else around you.
Yeah,
as
you
like
could
a
point
statement.
out. My dad would do that. That was a good one too. That's a good parenting tactic. Like, oh, you see that guy over there? You know, he's doing drugs. The guy's messed up. He's on drugs. This guy's on drugs here. This guy is, this guy's stealing. This guy's doing bad things. And then
Right.
you learn from that example stuff. By the way, I will give my dad credit because he would always say, he goes, Christina, most people are either mentally ill or on drugs. And now
Most people.
most people. And I did not believe him until this year. And I'm like, that's really accurate.
Holy shit, he was right.
Yeah, he's so
Everyone's
right.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, I got to take a piss real quick. He
Oh,
was
you got it,
so
you got
right.
it.
Fuck it. Do you have to pee too?
I don't. We'll be right back.
As pet parents, working from home has given us more time to spend with our four-legged family members. Now we're more aware of their daily needs, health issues, and well-being. So if you've noticed that your pet is itchy or smells less than pleasant, you have to check out Scouts Honor. Scouts Honor is my go-to pet brand for grooming products that help with itch relief, odor control, and overall healthier skin and coat. And let me tell you, my dog Bitsy has all three of those issues. Her beard always smells funky and she's got tender paws. And I love Scouts Honor's products because they're very natural. They have probiotics that support healthy bacteria and fight against bad bacteria that cause irritation. Like for her little paws, I spray that Scouts Honor on there and it really, really helps. With every purchase, Scouts Honor provides 1 day's worth of meals for a rescue animal in need. How great is that? To receive 20% off your first order, go to scoutshonor.com/WMMA. Remember, that's Scouts with a K at scoutshonor.com/WMMA for 20% off your order. Scouts Honor, natural and preventative grooming solutions for pets. I pished. I'm back. Yeah, I was
How
going to
was
say, it was fucking so good. I
was
love
great.
peeing. Yeah. I
You
love to pee.
it's so interesting. I feel like you are on the complete opposite side of the spectrum when it comes to like how the comfort of bathroom things.
Oh, right.
You
yeah.
you enjoy it to the fullest,
The
and
fullest.
I absolutely detest every millisecond that I am in that bathroom
Yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's so interesting.
We'll get you to the middle, to where you're just comfortable enough, maybe, with immersion therapy. That's what we're doing at Studio Jeans. We talk about brown and yellow and white all day long. That should be our flag for Studio Jeans, brown, yellow, and white.
Yeah, we no discrimination here. We brown, yellow, white, red, it's all the same.
It's
here.
perfect.
It's all the same.
But apropos our discussion of drugs, I do feel like kids grow up and grow into the people you are. Like you unconsciously will become what you see a lot.
That's true.
And like my dad, yeah, he was a party guy, but I lived with my mom, who I like surprisingly led a pretty straight and narrow life with my stepdad, aside from the crime and they basically like to eat a lot. That was their vice, and that surprisingly is my vice.
And do crime.
And do crime.
Okay.
Yeah, that's different.
I was.
It's really neither here nor there. They're both dead. It's fine. Anyway, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. Okay. I wanted to read. I don't have my phone with me, but
I will
yes,
just to
go.
button that too. I will say I agree because I did end up without my dad gave me maybe 4 or 5 years before he was like pretty much gone, and then like a little bit here and there. But even just in that time, still I feel like I've became my dad in a lot of good ways. I don't mean as a carbon copy, definitely not. We're very different people, but I have taken a lot of what he did. Like I remember he was the type where it was so weird. No matter who he was talking to, he would answer a phone. He wouldn't even know who it was that was talking to him. And by the end of the conversation, he'd have something from them. Like, you ever seen those videos from Grant Cardone?
Yeah.
Where he's like calling, he's like, why don't you buy 10,000 books while you're at it? And he's just like, okay, what? Like, how do you? And I definitely took that from him in the sense of it's just looking for opportunity. There's always something on the table. Would you like to get it? Like, you can have it. You don't have to do anything like sketchy. You could just, do you want it? All right, do you want to go get it? So I got that from him. I got
which is such a good resilience. Yes, because I talk shit about my parents all day, but the best parts of them I carry with me. Yeah. And I absolutely am so grateful for their resilience and their flares and their oddities and all that stuff. Absolutely. Yeah. But that's a great trait. What your dad, knowing when to see opportunity. Man, I wish in formal education they taught this stuff as well. How to seize opportunities.
I don't think it would work.
Them. You think so?
I don't think it would work if everybody did it. I think that's the reason why
it works.
Go-getters get it is because not everybody else does. There's so much opportunity left on the table by people who don't, that 100%. Go-getters are just going to swipe all that shit out. They're like, oh, all this is for me? Like, easy. Yeah. What are you talking about?
And it takes a special person, because my stepfather came from India and he had absolutely nothing. And he built his empire 3 times. He filed bankruptcy and became a millionaire 3 times. Now, did he do all that shit legally? No. But
it's always a little bit of that.
Had he taken that brain and look, he did it. He did what he did. He was a bright fucking guy. Yeah. He was a bright guy. And your dad too. Okay, so other stuff. What did you learn? I cut you off. Seeing opportunities, you said.
Well, so it's interesting because I've always thought that it was a good thing, but I heard from you last, and I've been stuck on this word now since you said it. Hypervigilance.
Hypervigilance, yeah.
He taught me that. Didn't even say anything without telling me. I just, again, I like you said, I just mirror him. So when I go into a room, I know the exits, I know who's around, what they are kind of like, what the situation is. And if I go into a party, I know every single person, like their at least some type of profile on like their psychology. I know it. To an extent.
It's your Jason Bourne training. We both have been to the school.
That's why I don't think I'll ever like a series that much, because watching Jason Bourne was not only like the coolest movie ever for me as a kid, but I also grew into realizing that I did those things. And I was like, oh my God, like, I do that.
Yes.
But obviously he was 1,000 times cooler, but it was like
so cool.
Someone that's like me. Oh, whoa, he's a badass. I want to be him
so bad. I want those skills.
Jason Bourne is the coolest. He would beat everyone. All these stupid, like, what ifs, like Batman or Superman. Jason Bourne. All right.
All day.
Fuck Batman and Superman.
So cool. But you also realize, Enny, that this is a result of trauma. This hypervigilance.
See, that's what I heard from you last, and I was like, I thought this was a good thing.
Well, my therapist has told me over the years, hypervigilance is when you're trying to cover your bases so that nothing bad happens. If nothing bad happens, I won't have to feel a certain way, whether it be shame, guilt, depression, anger, whatever the feeling is you're trying to avoid. Hypervigilance, and that's an OCD, right? That's an OCD where you're trying to.
Yeah, it is obsessive, absolutely.
Yeah, and I got it when I had my children. I had really postpartum stuff where I was like obsessively buying supplies. I got to make sure there's enough diapers. I have to make sure there's enough formula. I have to make sure there's enough wipes, and I would go through that OCD or checking the monitor. I got to check the monitor. So there's good and bad to it. It's actually done me really well in life.
Exactly. Right. It's like, it took me this far. Maybe I don't need it for the rest. I don't know. We'll see. I'll talk about it in therapy whenever I get into that. But
yeah.
But yeah.
Oh,
It's like it was for me. I know where it came from. It was first of all my dad, and then second it was it combined easily with not wanting to be controlled, and that came from seeing so many things take over my mom's life, like the divorce, the jobs that were treating her like garbage for forever, this and that, and I was just like, not only do I want to get, I never want to be there, but I want to remove her from all of, like, I want to just be able, so she can just be like, I'll just live and wake up and cook and whatever and go back to sleep. You could just do that. And so that, it stuck with me until I was able to do that, and I have not been able to do that yet. I mean, I helped take her out of debt.
You're on your way.
Once I get her that house, maybe I could chill out. Maybe I could.
Oh, you're the best. You're sweet.
Maybe I won't.
But it's interesting what motivates people, because I think, like, it's such a wacky thought I always have about my kids. Like, I wonder what it's like to be positively motivated. And I wonder if I've ever met anybody on this planet who had a great childhood and is highly successful. I don't know. And I'm like, man, is that just the secret sauce? Is having parents who kind of neglected you or abused you? Because let me tell you, like, the people with the worst childhoods are the funniest.
Always.
Sometimes the most talented musicians.
Yeah.
There's a reason those lists of people I said were all fucking nightmares. It's not because they're bad people. It's probably because they were raised deficiently and they were neglected and they didn't know any better, dude. That's why, what's that saying? Hurt people hurt. They're not inherently bad. They're just stupid. They have bad ideas.
It's
like, oh.
Man. And, you know what I think, though, too, is it's not necessarily the parenting that has to be bad, but I feel like your situation in some way has to be shit, so that you have that fire that's like, I need to get out of this. I need to break free from whatever. It could be you're in a bad area. It could be your school sucks. You get teased every day. It's got to be something, I feel like, that sucks.
Adversity.
Because I think your parents could be super loving and caring and give you all the attention and all that, but your social life is trash or whatever, and it's like, so you have things that you have to
rise above.
To give you goals, because without goals, then why would you?
And you see, because we've taken away the adversity from kids today.
What does adversity mean?
Meaning like what you're just saying, like your socioeconomic status. Okay, back in my day, let's say it's bullying.
So wait, adversity is like struggle? Okay, cool.
Yeah, like I'm
done.
I had bad teeth growing up, so that's why my teeth are perfect now.
They are.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
But because I grew up with really bad, I had a huge gap, and I had braces, and I had headgear, and I was teased relentlessly for my teeth or my clothing because I was an immigrant. I dressed like a fucking...
Wait a minute, you had the braces like...
Bro, I had a headgear. At night,
way.
Not at school. I would never wear it to school.
Oh.
But yeah, it was so embarrassing.
Did your friends ever see it?
Fuck no.
No?
I wore that shit in like the darkness of my room, like curtains drawn. I'm like,
someone's got a picture like, that fucker ain't me. She looks like shit though.
She looks crazy. Yeah.
Fucking, I would never do that.
Yeah. But I think that they're trying to erase the normal process of adversity and rising above, and having somebody be like, your shit's all fucking whack, dude. Your shoes are fucked up. You're an immigrant. Your food stinks. What is that shit? Your mom packed you, dude. Your lunch sucks. And then you go, fuck you. Your lunch sucks. And that's how you rise above. And I think because we're trying to sanitize the environment for children so much today, you can't say, oh, yo mama, come back, because that's insulting to women.
God.
You can't bring a fucking peanut butter sandwich. It's like, these kids are now eating each other on social media. If they're
Yeah.
not bullying out in the real world, well, then they're going to go on TikTok or wherever and eat each other alive. And they're eating this horse shit. Dr. Seuss, cancel. They're digging in the past to find things to be angry because humans need that. Fuck you, that fight.
And
you can't take that away from people, man.
And talk about like, you know, digging in the past and finding stuff that
Get the
whatever.
fuck out of
These
here.
days, can you imagine all the stuff that these kids are now doing? For instance, every one of your TikToks ever.
Oh my God, I know.
And like 30 years later, this is all now digitally documented forever.
I know.
It's like you want to do the digging, man. Like it's gonna get real interesting in the future everything can be
It's gonna
up.
take enough of these SJ Dubs people, these warriors who are out there, you know, canceling everybody, for someone to go dig in their dirty laundry.
Yeah.
Let's go see what's in fucking Demi Lovato's
I mean, people do this.
dirty underwear. Yeah, but
People
I'm
do
saying like
this.
if enough of these people are like, listen, stop being so self-righteous. Everybody's got bad things that they've said or done because we're human. That's just it. Oh, it makes me crazy.
It's such a you know what it does is it creates, I think, people that are like me, where now I'm hyper vigilant about everything I say, do, think, feel, because if you might use it in a bad way, you just never know.
That's what's
so
happening.
I gotta be careful.
This generation.
I gotta be careful.
Oh,
It's like,
what a
dude,
way to live.
Yeah, why are we trying to pretend like utopia is where we want to be? It's not. That's not real. Utopia is not real.
No.
There's got to be something. With utopia, there will be no goals because there's nothing to improve.
Oh
you
my
need
God.
stuff to improve, but also it also bugs me that people try to do that ripple effect a little too far. Like, for instance, I like to upbring and give motivation and positivity and whatever to all my people, but my people's very, you know, I have a very select group of people, and I know that I know their situation, so I know that the resources that I give them will have real value. But to just like spread my thoughts and opinions and like what I think is going to fix the world to the entire world, I don't know. It's such an interesting concept that you
what's
think
scary
you could solve the world.
And what's scary in the phrasing of the Demi Lovato post is that, what does she say? Will you bring that up again? This is what worries me. It's not the the baby shower thing or whatever.
Talking about the part about illusion?
No, this word here. The wording in this is scary. Okay. This is not about being politically correct. It's about being correct. So the idea that there is an absolute truth, there is an absolute right way of being, and Demi Lovato knows it. And if you don't adhere to what she's saying, you are wrong. You are immoral. Not that we just disagree. You are immoral. That's what's dangerous about this kind of stuff. Not that trans people are bad. I love trans people.
Yeah, it reminds me.
Ooh, that's scary.
It's interesting because to me, I feel like it has a parallel with what extremists of religion like.
It's
to
the
do.
same shit. It's ideology.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like you don't believe that everybody should pray at 7 o'clock at night.
Yep.
Well, you are
should be
a
dead.
garbage person. Yeah, we're gonna stone you to death.
Infidel.
Like that.
Infidel.
Same
okay.
thing.
What else do I have? Are these mom confessions depressing or are they fun? Zolo.
Mom confessions.
I think they're okay.
Let's close on Pazsitzky Effects. We'll do the mom confessions later. I don't want to leave them on a depressing note. Let's do a voicemail if I have any.
I have one for later.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Just calling. Wanted to share my Pazsitzky effect. So I'm 26, and when I lived with my parents, I used to really like English muffins. I thought they were the best.
They are good.
And I've been obviously living on my own for a few years now. And just this year, I realized that I could buy English muffins at the store and still eat them. They're not gone forever.
Wow.
I can, whenever I want. It's the best.
It's
Still keep 'em
revolutionary.
high and tight.
right?
It's a revolutionary thought. It's for me, and I feel like most boys, it's when you go to the toy store and you're like, wait a minute. You see all the toys that used to be like, Mom, can we get these? And every time, no, get that out of the cart. And you look at them, you're like, man, if only I could. a minute. Just start fucking loading your cart, nothing but toys.
What's this green stuff in my pocket? I can buy whatever I want. So you said you had one? You were thinking you had an effect?
Yeah, it comes from also my mom. When I was a kid, when she would make me wash dishes, and I say make because that's my least favorite chore in the world of chores.
Too. I hate it.
Dishwashing, but
I hate it.
So what she would make me do is clean the dish, spotless, and then put it in the right place in the dishwasher, and put it in and do the cycle, and then it's done. Then put them all in the cabinet. And there was a time where I remember there was like this thing I couldn't get off of it, so I put it in the dishwasher for it to wash it, and she took it out and she was like, "Did you put like the food or what?" Because I knew I wasn't supposed to. It wasn't like I was confused. I was just trying to get away with it. I was like, maybe it'll scrub it off or something. She was like, "You don't do that. Like you put them in there if it's clean only." And I was like, "All right." And I grew up being a roommate who was like, "Hey guys, like if we put," in my head I thought, and so someone, I forget, it was a video I was watching, and they were like, they had it was a fucking commercial. It was like a Dial commercial or something, and they were just putting dishes, dirty dishes, in the dishwasher. And I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? And then I had the realization. I'm like, wait a minute, it's a fucking dish washer.
Yes.
Wait, why did I only put clean dishes in the dishwasher to clean them again?
I know.
I did that my whole life.
I know.
Up until that's not that long ago. That was like maybe a year ago.
I know. Because my parents trained me the same way. The dish must be cleaned before you put it. Then why have the dishwasher?
Why did they do? Like, where does that logic? That logic must come from something.
Because back in the day, you had to really, really, really clean them because the dishwashers were shit. Like they would just sterilize the dishes. I think. I mean, even now, like you still can you put dirty ass dishes in yours?
That cleans the whole damn thing. Yeah.
Well, I gotta make sure because I'm still doing what you're doing, making sure it's spotless, and then just sanitizing.
It made me so mad to think about the amount of times I did double work. I'm like, this robot was specifically built to take my least favorite chore away from me, and I did it anyway.
I know, it's so horrible.
Yeah.
You know what? I had an effect this morning. So I got brand new reading glasses for mom eyes, and I realized that I can keep these by my bed, so that when I wake up and I check my phone, I'm not like like doing that as a mom. I'm like, what? Why aren't these? These should be everywhere. I should have like 5 reading glasses that I just have around the house. Because I don't use them because I don't want to go find them.
That's so funny. I was going to ask you why you had 2 cases here.
God damn it. Because one's for far and one's for reading.
Oh, I see.
Because my fucking eyes are old.
But you're saying you bought multiple.
Well, I'm gonna.
Or you haven't done it yet. You just realized.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Because I have 2 reading glasses. One's now by my bed and one is here. I'm like, I should just have more.
I could have even more than 2.
Shit. No kidding, man.
Yeah.
We should just have paper plates too. Why are you and I even fucking with dishware at this point?
Speak for yourself. I use paper plates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like them a lot.
Only.
Yeah.
I mean, we're 3 guys. Like
you should have paper plates.
If we had dishes, I'm pretty sure we would all just be upset with each other.
Oh, it's the worst.
Just like who didn't wash the plate?
I know.
And then we'd have like 1 plate, 2 forks. You're like, who has the fork in their room? Come on, guys. We talked about this.
Now, do you guys jazz up your paper plates and put them in the wicker cozy? My dad had paper plates.
What?
There's like a wicker cozy plate holder, and you can put the paper plate in the wicker cozy. That's if you want to be fancy, but you guys don't want to be fancy.
I mean, no, I guess I'm bumming it.
Look, you got to see this.
We straight bum squad at my house.
Shit's really real. My dad used to have this, and I was like, this is a fancy dinner. Yeah, this shit. You put your paper plates in that if you want to be fancy.
I mean,
that's what my dad exactly that shit.
That looks like the
that's
shit.
Exactly.
It looks like the shit they be carrying fruit on and balancing on their head and shit. That's what that looks like.
Totally. Yeah, that's what you do.
I've never.
That's
if a
lady
that.
came over, he would put the paper plate in that.
Yeah,
like, girl.
Nah, lady comes over. It's Postmates.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, don't worry, I got this. Easy. No worries.
Eat out of this Chinese food box.
Yeah, the only dishes we have are for Sean, my
the
roommate.
guy
He
that
cooks.
saved you. All
He
roads
cooks.
lead back to a Sean, and he
Yes.
cooks.
He is a chef. Like we got him chef knives for his birthday.
He's the best.
He was tripping. This homie's made all types of shit now. We're just like, man.
Well, I got an air fryer finally, and it's really a revelation. It halves the time it takes to make shake and bake, so I'm really stoked.
Hell yeah. I don't ever cook,
Okay.
so I wouldn't know.
No, you're too young. You will one day.
No, I'm just dumb. I'm not young.
Okay, here's another one. Hi, Mommy. The other day I offered to make sandwiches for me and my husband. He said we'd have to go to the store because the bread we had was starting to mold. I said there's only 1 or 2 spots. You can just cut those spots off. For context, I grew up as a poor latchkey kid, and throwing even somewhat viable food away was something my mother just didn't allow us to do. Now I'm 28-year-old. I am a 28-year-old homeowner, and it wasn't until my main genes looked at me with pure disgust that I realized I am, in fact, financially secure enough to go to the store and buy more food if what we have has started to turn. I can even do so without being riddled with guilt over leaving half a loaf of $1 bread uneaten. Keep them high and tight, Liz. Yeah. How many times have you done that shit before?
You mean like eating rotten bread or?
Yeah, eating rotten shit in your house because.
Hell no. I won't because again I grew up with a weird thing with food. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
I don't eat nothing that don't look, smell, taste exactly how I want.
Not now. I'm saying back when I was a kid. Okay. I had a Pazsitzky Effect tonight while enjoying a Friday evening outside by the fire pit with my family. I was having my celebratory Friday night cocktail when I ran inside to break the seal. After my relief, I realized I wanted another drink, something I did not anticipate when I ran inside. But I was sad because I left my cup outside by the fire and I couldn't possibly dirty another cup. Then I realized I'm a grown-ass adult who pays the fucking mortgage and my water and power bills. And I have 100% right to just grab a new cup of vodka and soda while I'm inside and get back to the relaxing outside ASAP. Keep high and tight, Stacey. That's a huge one. I just did this too the other day with water. Last night with water, I had my water cup and I was like, I don't want to get a fresh one. I'm like, yes, I do. I don't give a shit. Good for you. You deserve it, Stacey.
Get that fresh one. Make it cold, crisp.
Cold and crisp.
You
All right.
deserve it.
Let's do one last one and then we'll have lunch.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Mommy Tina. A big portion of my childhood, we lived in a trailer and we didn't have space for all of our clothes in the small closets in the trailer. So we would have a seasonal bin, and every spring and fall, we would switch out our summer clothes for our winter clothes and vice versa. Then the bin of clothes we weren't using would go to our storage unit. Well, now I am an adult and I have a house with a real closet. I realize that I don't have to take an entire day to rotate my clothes between my bin and my closet twice a year. I can just put all my clothes in the closet and save storage space in my shed for other things. I should just have all my clothes together available at all times and stop this ridiculous clothing system altogether. Life changed. Sydney from Utah. Yeah, I do this too. I rotate sometimes. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't have to do that anymore.
I'm not gonna lie, I still do that.
You rotate?
It's like, well, not like a clothing selection, but like the dirty and clean. It's just the that one bin. It's either dirty or clean, and everything else is on the floor. Or
on the floor.
Yeah,
I've made peace with the fact that I'm just a pig, and then I throw shit on the floor. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna try to be better.
I think we've highlighted that right on this show.
There's a whole Instagram devoted to me.
Really?
Isn't there? I think Nadav is posting them on the YMH Studios, right? Is that the page it's on Zolo?
Yeah.
You can see all my filthy habits in the studio. Nadav documents them and they post them. So
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it is very confusing how you even manage to.
Yeah.
Like there'll be like coffee in water, and you're like, at what point would that? I'll just throw it away. I don't get it.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you noticing, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you so much. And for what it's worth, I feel like a parent can't turn off being a parent once they're a parent.
No.
So I feel like you're a mom even when you come in here.
Yeah.
And for what it's worth, I think you're a great mom.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
You're a great mom.
Appreciate that. I agree. You can't turn it off. It's like once that switch is flipped, you're forever changed.
Literally,
So.
you come in here like, what are you eating, baby? Are you okay? What do you need?
No.
Are you good?
You guys are all my children. You're all my adult, dopey children.
Adult, stupid kids.
Oh, well, I love you, Enny. Thank you for being here. And
love
to
you
all
too.
my boys in the studio, you guys are the best. And okay, until next time, stay cool, moms.
Where my mom's at? Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at? Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at?
Where My Mom's At podcast with Christina P.